Soaring temperatures owing to climate change are a cause of concern, but did you know that the mountains are more prone to global warming as compared to the plains? A recent study conducted to assess the impact of climate change on mountains shows that high altitude regions are witnessing enhanced impact of the rising temperatures. A major reason for the change in impact of climate change on different regions can be attributed to elevation-dependent warming, which means elevated areas may witness faster or slower warming than the areas immediately below. It simply means that the altitude of the land can directly cause a variation in the pace of the warming up of that region. And this also explains the change in vegetation and landscape with the altitude. Records showing that since 1960, on an average, mountains have been warming up around 25 to 50% faster than the rest of the land. Yet the precipitation on the mountains remains slow. Precipitation and temperature being detrimental to snow, ice and glaciers which are receding around the world. And this has accelerated the phenomenon in many regions in the past 2 to 3 decades, which has led to an uphill migration of climate zones, causing many species and their associated habitats to move upslope over time. However, the changes may vary across the world depending on the geographical factors. Like retreating snow is less relevant in tropical mountains because there is little left. However, the glaciers on Kilimanjaro are predicted to disappear later this century. 9 out of 11 studies showing that on an average, high mountains are warming up more rapidly than their immediate surroundings. These changes can eventually lead to mass extinction events. It can also be attributed to the fact that land warms up and cools down more quickly than the ocean, which responds very slowly to climate warming. Mountains, the water towers of the world, provide fresh water across the world. In fact, 1.6 billion people, including the 2 most populous countries, India and China, rely on the water coming from the high mountains. Faster melting of snow can impact the entire downstream ecosystem as it poses the threat of flash flooding and landslides. That is the conclusion of a study published by the American Geophysical Union. The changes may also impact the tourism industry in the regions that depend heavily on it, as the absence of snow or heavy rain will not fetch the footfall it does at present. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.